Ah, the children of Sunday morning, what music they make. Hello, my name is Jared Logan. Welcome, SOBs, to the Stream of Blood, where we play tabletop role-playing games. This is known as a live play or actual play channel, where you can watch me and my very talented friends play your favorite tabletop role-playing games. Today, another installment of our ongoing undead soap opera, Vampire the Masquerade. This is Vampires of Pittsburgh Lockdown. And we are playing the 5th edition of Vampire the Masquerade, a favorite game of mine since it debuted back in the 90s. And I'm so excited to have you all here. This has been an incredible series for us, and it just keeps getting more exciting and more thrilling. And I'm always anxious to see what happens next, because one of the things I try to do in running these games is to not know exactly what's going to happen next, to kind of leave it open-ended, and the players create all kinds of fun chaos for me. I do want to say, if you would like to support our channel, there is a really, really great way to do that, and that is with a subscription. You're probably watching us on Twitch right now. Your subscriptions on Twitch are what allow us to continue our programming, to add more programming. The subscriptions are the only way that we currently take any profit or any kind of income from the stream. We don't have a Patreon at present. So we would really love for you to hit that subscription button if you're watching us for the first time, or if you've enjoyed us in the past. Every little bit helps, and we're adding new shows all the time. We have a new show on Tuesdays called Thaco Tuesdays, where we play BX Dungeons and Dragons. That's 1981 edition Dungeons and Dragons, using the awesome Old School Essentials series of books. We are playing currently through The Keep on the Borderlands. That's Gary Gygax's masterpiece, in my opinion. The Tomb of Horrors being a little insane for my taste. So we're playing through that. On Thursdays, we have the Neptune Society, our Call of Cthulhu 7th edition ongoing chronicle. And that is a fantastic game that takes place in the 19th century. We have a rotating cast of all kinds of really fun people coming in and out of that story. And every episode goes 2 years into the future. So we started in 1837. Now in the game, we're in like 1872. It's exciting. It's fun. Come and check that out. And of course, there is our interactive Blades in the Dark universe, Blood and Blades. And by interactive, I mean if you get a subscription, you will be able to take part in our faction turn. In Blood and Blades, each week we play a game of Blades in the Dark. We play with 3 different crews that all live in an interconnected city of Duskfall. But on the 4th Saturday, we play a faction turn where subscribers get to control some of the gangs and factions in the city of Duskfall and make choices for them, fulfill goals for them, fill in those progress clocks. That's just, this is a long spiel this morning. It's a lot of what's going on here on the Stream of Blood, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. We're also creating how-to videos on how to get more out of your favorite games, all kinds of things like that. So we would love for you to subscribe and support us. Okay, end of sales pitch. Look, it's Vampire Day, so I just want to suck the life out of you. Let's do that now with 3 incredible performers who absolutely bring so much energy. It is like a shot of Vitae right down your gullet. What a simile that was, Jared. Let's welcome our first performer, role player. He is a fantastic improviser that you might have seen with the Improvised Shakespeare Company. He's acted on shows like The Good Place. And he plays Curtis Krieger, an embattled veteran who wants to destroy Pittsburgh's drug trade because he's dealing with some addiction issues himself. Let's welcome our good buddy, Ross Bryant.
Oh, hello there, Jared.
Hi.
Good morning. Pleasure to see you. I'm sorry, as usual, you've interrupted me in my studies.
Yeah.
I just thought you would probably appreciate this. Discover this book, High Weirdness,
Yes.
Which I think describes many of the worlds that you create here.
Yes.
This is a story of drugs, esoterica, and visionary experience in the 70s. Which the 70s in America, its own particular world of darkness and paranoia.
It's true. Yeah. In fact, we should set a game in the 70s sometime. The high weirdness is definitely our genre, our milieu here.
Yeah. When I think of a human eye gazing out from behind the cracked stony facade of an animate gargoyle, that is like some high goth weirdness.
Yes. Oh my God, my 1-year-old is banging on the door. Let me look. Can I see your bookmark? Is that a Skylight Books bookmark?
Oh gosh, no, it's a Myopic.
Myopic. That's my other favorite bookstore. That's out of
Mine too.
Chicago, right?
In Chicago, when I lived in Chicago, as did you, but I lived there for like 10 years, and Myopic Books, one of the best. Oh,
Do you just keep your bookmarks?
yes, I've got a ton.
Wow. I mean, guys, I really have to move on with the show, but I think that Ross and I just need to do something called bookmark chat, where we kind of just talk about like what we like in a bookmark, like some of our favorites from our collection. Because I have a pile here. I have like a holographic dragon bookmark.
Nice.
Anyway, welcome to the Cool Guy Chat, everybody.
I hope just a couple dudes broing out.
Yeah. All right. Wait. Oh, I'm being told to turn up my mic. Turn up my mic. I think it's up, guys. I think this is it. I don't know. Is that better? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, coming next to the stream, she is a fantastic actress you may have heard in Horizon Zero Dawn, The Last of Us series, and many other of your favorite games. She's on the Apple TV Plus show Mythic Quest. She plays Jen Brown, a tech CEO who got turned into a thin blood vampire, whose best friend got hostaged to the Nosferatu clan, whom she has just rescued back, and she has a pet gargoyle. Please welcome Ashley Burch, everybody.
Hello!
Yeah.
Hi!
I find it so endearing that you guys collect bookmarks, I have to say.
I mean, having a
I love
formal
it.
collection, I don't know, but I
Yeah.
hoard them. Yeah.
Because what if I don't have one when I need one?
Yeah. If we get 100 subscribers during this game, Ross and I will do bookmark chat.
Riveting.
Subscriptions go through the roof.
Yes.
I wanted to update the chat about my dog search.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't mention it last time. We're getting a dog today, and his name is Cody, and he's a perfect boy. So you guys know there's another dog in the fam.
We have no
Cody.
choice but to stand.
And we'll get some cute pictures of Cody, and we'll throw them on the pets portion of our Discord, so we can know how Cody's doing. What kind of dog is Cody? What kind of doggy?
Dog type. What is his dog type? He's a Staffordshire
Ooh.
Terrier mixed with a boxer, I think.
Okay,
Oh.
right
With
on.
maybe a bit of pit bull.
So is he gonna have like a smush face?
He's like a, I'll just show you a picture. He's like classic dog. He's like if you told a child to draw a picture of a dog, that's what he would look like. He's a sweet boy. There he is.
Oh, God damn it. Jesus.
Angels are real.
Oh. Well, he's an adorable boy, and we can't wait to see more of Cody. And maybe that should be the name of the gargoyle from here
That's
on
what I was
out.
just thinking. That maybe that would be
Let's bring in our third, but not last, player. He is a fantastic actor. You can see on Raised by Wolves on HBO Max, and hear his voice in the Assassin's Creed series. He plays Lucius Ali, a doctor, a revolutionary, a diablerist who is sucking out the life of other vampires to feed his own ambition. Please welcome the lovely Abu Saleem, everybody.
Yeah.
What up?
How's it going, dude?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's really hot over here. I feel like I'm cooking all the time, and I'm in a latex suit, so I'm cooking
Oh
double
my
the
God.
amount. So it's all great. It's fantastic. I come out of this suit like covered in talcum powder and shit. Like it's
What's that style of cooking where you put something in is it sous vide, where you put it in like a plastic bag and then boil it?
yeah, and you're like, what?
You're being
That's
sous vide.
To me every day.
This is like
It's
so
great.
funny that they often have to film sci-fi shows where you would wear a rubber suit in the desert, which looks like
Honestly.
another planet.
Like there was a real moment. I remember filming season 1 where I was genuinely questioning if I was an actor or not. If this show was actually legitimately like a sci-fi or not. It was like with Ridley Scott, was that a ploy for something else? Because I don't feel like as if I'm being taken seriously right now.
Am I being pranked?
Honestly, yeah.
Well, who knows? I mean, it's on season 2, Abu, but who knows? It could all be an elaborate kind of ruse to.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, you've been
honestly.
punked.
Yeah.
No, it's fantastic. If people haven't
like Aston Kutcher just comes out, it's like you just and I'm like, oh god, that's really impressive, but really sad on your behalf.
We made 2 seasons of a popular show, but okay.
People watched it.
Yeah,
you just made a show. It's a weird punk, Ashton.
I feel like I just punked you because you've just really helped me.
Arguably, my career is going better than yours right now, who's ready to play some Vampire the Masquerade?
Me.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Then here comes my pre-written intro. Vampires are real. They infest our cities, feed on our children, control our institutions. Among the vampires who call themselves the Kindred, there is one most important rule. Stay hidden. Don't reveal our existence to the humans. Maintain the masquerade. A year ago, 3 vampires in Pittsburgh broke that rule. Now an inquisition controls the city, hunting the hunters, putting their havens to the torch. Your friends are dead. The city is burning. There's nowhere left to run. This is Vampires of Pittsburgh Lockdown. And I just want to remind our players that everybody ran in a different direction after our gigantic climax last time. So that means there'll be a little solo time today. Cool your heels. Abu, get a fan on, whatever you got to do down there, and while you're not on screen, and we'll have you on screen pretty soon. But I think I would like to start with our favorite veteran, Mr. Curtis Krieger. Let's bring Curtis Krieger to the forefront and set a scene with him. So just a little recap, and I'll recap each person's plot as I hit on them. But you guys all attacked Washington's Landing. You broke into River Run Properties, where the Camarilla, the government of like more traditional vampires who are very serious about the Masquerade, make their current haven. And specifically, our friend Curtis Krieger was the distraction or the frontal assault that you hoped would draw the guards away, and it did to some extent. Curtis and his touchstone, his army buddy Craig, and Lucius's touchstone, Clara, who is kind of a teenage pickpocket spy master of distraction. They assaulted the front of River Run Properties. They got the guards and the current Sheriff Bex to attack them. Whoa, there goes a cap of a pen. And they succeeded in sort of drawing off some of the heat, and now they are driving away because on the way out of there, as they were escaping, poor Craig got shot. He got shot by one of the ghoul guards, and they're driving away in Brad Lockwood, Curtis's ghoul's Tahoe. They're driving at fast speed. Craig is bleeding out in the back. This is my bleeding out face. And as they're hurtling down the street, Brad Lockwood tells you, I know someone who can help. There's Craig Lindell. Yes, Craig is shot. Craig seems to takes it on the chin a lot in these adventures because he's a guy that likes to get into combat with his buddy Curtis, but he's not quite as durable as a vampire. He's just a regular human. He's a touchstone. So Brad Lockwood has told you that he knows somebody that can help Craig.
And Curtis told him to let's go now.
Great. He drives. He drives for a little while till he gets to a suburban neighborhood. And if you've seen one of these Pittsburgh kind of suburban neighborhoods that are just like right on the outer ring of Pittsburgh, you can see that like a lot of the houses are kind of built onto like very green hills, and they have old concrete steps going up to them, aluminum siding. It's not a high-income neighborhood by any stretch of the imagination that he's pulling up in front of, and there are steps leading up to a blue aluminum-sided house, and it is currently very, very, very late at night going on. I'm going to say dawn is in, let's call it 3 hours. You guys started pretty early with your assault, so.
Okay. Cool. I tell Brad to come up and make introductions, and we got to move fast. And
are you pulling Curtis out of the car? Are you guys running up the steps with him, or are you going to just go up and get the person out and then do all that stuff?
I assume. Well, I guess I'd maybe ask Brad, like, we're gonna do this here?
Yeah, that's how they work.
All right. And I grab Craig and try to gently put his arm over my shoulder and get him as comfortably as possible up to the door of this house.
Okay. As you do that, blood is soaking your clothes. Blood is flowing out of him. You can feel the warmth of the blood against your side. And let's keep in mind that you have fed on your touchstone once before, and you can feel the beast just banging against its cage inside of your body. What is your current hunger? 2. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Roll willpower, and because of the close proximity to blood, which is currently soaking your clothes, and blood that you have fed on recently, so you've gotten a taste for it, I want you to minus your hunger from that willpower roll.
Roll my... Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Wow, we're starting really early, like...
One success?
Oh.
Okay.
I could only roll 2 dice.
You have the presence of mind to get him off of you, because you can feel yourself going nuts. So what do you do?
Okay, so I'm if we're all going, and it's Brad, Craig, Clara, and me, and that's the crew.
Yeah, that's
Your memory serves. Yeah, cool.
That's right.
So yeah, I think I maybe, if I can, I maybe as I'm picking him up and bringing him up the stairs, suddenly, like, maybe Clara just sees, like, you need to take him. Get him off me.
Okay, I've got him. And she's helping Craig up the stairs. And
I run up the stairs, maybe even like lapping Brad to get to the door. And I'm just like,
oh no.
Yeah.
Where they can't see me, like, licking it off.
Brad bangs on this door. He pulls open the screen door. He's banging on this kind of like cheap door, and finally, a woman comes to the door. She's black. She's already in like a nurse's uniform, nursing scrubs. And Brad's like, "Where's Mo?" And this woman's like, "He's not here." What the fuck? What are you bringing me? What is this? And he's like, let us inside. And he's kind of arguing with her. She's like, I can't do this right now. And I got to be at work. And he's like, no, you got to let us inside right fucking now. And she's kind of arguing with him. Do you want to let him handle it, Curtis, or do you want to intervene?
Mm-hmm. Time is of the essence. So I would like to intervene, I think. Can I get pink?
You may. So you may roll a rouse roll to see if you get hungrier and make yourself look more like a person.
Failure. I get hungrier.
Okay.
Great. No problems there.
But am I right in saying that because of my diablerie, like I can never get like fully pink? Is that how it works?
Sounds like an evil laugh.
I know. It's just because I know it happened and I did it. Like it was like that was part of me. Sorry.
Let's make sure. No. Let's truly make sure. I think that might be true. Actually, that you because of your diablerie, you can't quite. Let's see. You're at Humanity 4, is that right?
That's correct.
You suffer penalties on rolls to interact with humans. You can't keep food down even with the blush of life, but you can take the blush of life.
Okay, cool. So I look like a person.
Yeah, you don't look like a living corpse right now.
Okay. And I think, okay, yeah. So I do that, and then once I can maybe, when she looks over my mask, which I think sadly is still like, it's like because I just grabbed a brace of masks from Midwestern gas stations. It's like Calvin pissing on the Chevy logo on my mask, and I'm just like hand on the door, like please. You got to help him.
Let me have a persuasion roll.
Okay.
You're performing that so beautifully, Ross, and all I can think of is Calvin pissing on
Exactly.
the Chevy logo as you're doing it.
Like, what a scene to set.
I'm like undermining it totally. Yeah. So I don't have any persuasion. So is that just charisma?
Yeah, but take away 2 dice.
So that's 0. So what do I do?
Oh, wow.
Sorry. I should be laughing at this. This is a really difficult situation.
Would you like to use intimidate instead, or something that you do have?
Instead, okay. So maybe, okay, if I can sort of retroactively say this very earnest, please, it's because I've lost this humanity. It doesn't come, that's what Curtis wants to do. But because he's more animal than man now, it's more like, it's like the eyes, he's like, it's almost like the face is like right at the door, like, please. And what the, and he's like, this isn't working. I'm gonna rouse the blood and try to dominate her with the quell the beast.
Oh yeah, okay, great.
So again, I have to arouse.
You do. To quell, you do. I'm fairly certain.
Succeed.
Okay, that's good. We're at Hunger 3, and we are going to kind of get her to back down, right?
That's right.
Okay, great. So you're going to roll your charisma plus animalism.
All right. Okay, Father. Okay, 2 successes.
When you do that, you can just role play it for a second, and I'll show you how she reacts.
Okay. So I see that doesn't work, and then it's just like, please, you have to let us in. He's in pain, and he's dying. You have to let us in.
She breaks eye contact with you, opens the door, and walks into the house.
Great, and I walk in, and maybe I don't know precisely how that goes off, but I kind of get the sense it hits everyone around me too. Like,
oh yeah, well you can focus it on somebody.
Okay, great.
And like one time you tried to get a bunch of guys at once, and we saw if you had the successes for that. I think that's a special case. Normally you have to focus it on somebody.
Great.
So you have cowed her. And you walk into her kitchen, and you hear from upstairs like someone go, "Mama," and she's like, "Go back to sleep, baby." And then she's like, "Bring him downstairs," and she heads down some like cellar stairs into a basement.
Okay, and I gesture to Clara to follow us with Craig.
Yeah. So. You get downstairs and you see that it has been, this place has been cleaned. It has been set up as sort of a makeshift kind of clinic. Like there is a bed to put him on. There is no kind of machinery like they'd have in an ER, but there's all kinds of like antiseptics and drugs on shelves and things like that. And it's like in one corner of the basement, and in the other corner is her washer, dryer, and a basket full of clothes. And she's like, "Put him on the table."
I'm like telling, like trying to get Clara to follow I assume that happens.
Oh yeah, Clara is like, and Brad get him up on the table, and Craig's there, like, and he's now almost lost consciousness, and she's like, "Holy shit!" Like shit, looking at how much blood he's lost. The doctor or this nurse woman,
gotta stabilize him.
I got to get the bullet out. And now she's pulling down like tools from like a shelf. And you can see that your friend Craig has gotten very pale, Curtis. Very pale. He's lost so much blood that he looks like you before you use the blush of life. And I want you to think about what it will mean if he dies right now, because there is a big chance that he will. I'm going to roll some dice for her when we come back to your plot line in a little bit, but I think it's possible that you realize there is one way you could be sure of saving him.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Good morning.
Happy Sunday,
Okay.
everybody.
Sure.
Okay. Meanwhile, across town, wow, to go from a scene of such gritty realism to a gargoyle leaps from building to building. It's got a woman in its arms and another woman on its back. Are you having the gargoyle head back to Steel City Tanning to your haven? Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I think so, because Dylan and et al. I mean, who's still back there? It's basically just Dylan.
Dylan
right?
would still be back there. Thana would be back there if she came back. She
Okay.
was kind of MIA, which, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean something terrible. It's just these characters move in and out of the haven sometimes.
Right.
So you're heading back there. The gargoyle, I just want to make a little roll for it because it is a little bit important right now how stealthy it is getting back.
Right.
You are in a police state in terms of vampire existence right now. So just give me a moment to make a check for our friend here.
Come on, Cody.
All right. Well, that's a critical. So just a critical success. So the gargoyle is like perfect. Like it's just like landing quietly and crawling along like drainage pipes, and like eventually it lands on top of Steel City Tanning and climbs down the alley beside of the building and deposits you there. Jen Brown, do you want it? Do you want Cody? We'll call it Cody if you're okay with that.
Sure.
To come in with you. Last time that became a little troublesome, but it's up to you.
I'm going to tell him to stay close, but stay hidden. And if I call for you, come immediately.
It twists its, head so you can see its one human eye from the broken portion of its face. And then it climbs away up the side, up the sheer cinder block side of the building. But you are now left with Sabrina, who you didn't say that you bound her at all or anything. So,
but she's sort of shocked, right?
She is sort of shocked. Like, I'm going to say that, like, currently she's, like, sitting in the alley, like, on the ground. Sort of looks like someone who's exhausted or been beaten a bit. Her hair is all down in her face.
What I would like to do is call for Dylan and have us both basically move her somewhere safe, restrain her. And then I want to see, I've been thinking about Jen's little chemistry project and the fact that it's a blood bond that she has with Sabrina. So I'm wondering if there's something I can do with my diffractionate or like sort of the experimenting that I've been doing to remove the blood bond by affecting her blood somehow.
Very interesting. Well, that will come in a little bit.
Okay.
And that's a great, yeah, we can definitely pursue that. Right now, are you just going to talk to her to get her into the building? Or are you going to just carry her? What do you think you're going to do?
I'm going to... I don't want to use powers on her. I'm going to call for Dylan.
Right. Dylan comes out and is like, is this her?
Yeah, help me get her inside. And I want to kind of just gently guide her
great.
in with Dylan's help.
She is out of it enough that you're able to get her inside. And of course you have rooms that you can lock people into. Is that what you're going to do?
I want to bring her into my room with me, but I want to like restrain her so that she can't just bolt.
Okay. You guys have some like old like packing tape that you can kind of like wrap around her wrists and things like that. And so pretty soon Sabrina is sitting on the floor in the corner of this like tanning room. Your tanning bed that you sleep in is nearby. there's a poster of Malibu on the wall, a poster of the Cayman Islands, and that is where Sabrina is left. But you can see now, because you've gotten in close quarters with her, that Sabrina is not unconscious. She's awake, and she's kind of watching you both. And she looks different. She's been imbibing Nosferatu blood for over a year now. So what I can tell you about her is that when you finally pull her hair back from her eyes, you notice that her eyes never blink. Like, they just don't blink. She's sort of staring at you and waiting for you to make the next move right now. But there looks to also be a look of utter contempt in her eyes.
I think when I see that, I think what I've done to her sort of starts to hit me, and I think Jen starts crying little blood tears because she's seen her friend's been gone for a year. She's been feeding on this person that Jen hates, and it's made her less than human. And I think she just sits down on the ground in front of her friend and sees that her eyes aren't moving the way that they should and just starts crying.
Sabrina sits there watching you sort of impassively. Dylan's like, Jen? Puts a hand on your shoulder.
Like, wipe the stuff away. I'm going to try to help her. I might need your help. I don't know. I'm going to try to help her.
Oh, okay. I'm here. That's Dylan.
Okay. We just, I'm going to set some stuff up. You just watch her, okay? Just sit with her.
Okay.
And I'm not going to leave the room, but I'm going to start messing with my chemistry stuff.
That's when Sabrina starts talking. And she goes, "You're going to help me? You abandoned me.
I know.
You sold me to them."
I'm going to kind of put stuff down, and I know it doesn't mean anything now, but I was trying to save you. I know it doesn't matter. I know what I did. I don't deserve your forgiveness. But I thought they would kill you, and I thought giving them to you would be better than that, and maybe I was wrong, but you're here now, and I'm going to try. I'm going to try to give you back what they took. And after that, if you want to leave, you're welcome to. You're not my prisoner. I need to help you. And after that, if you never want to see me again, I understand. But just let me help you.
I need to leave now, Jen. Or you have to give me a phone or a laptop or something.
Why?
I'm running a company, remember?
That doesn't matter right now.
Give me a phone. Give me my phone! I need it! Give it to me!
Dylan, put tape over her mouth.
Are you fucking kidding? Dylan puts tape over her mouth, and she looks at Jen and she's like, "That didn't feel good, Jen. Are you sure that this is... Are you sure?"
If I give her a phone, who do you think she's going to get in contact with? She's under their control.
She's sitting there with the tape on her mouth like this.
I need to get them out of her head first.
So let's talk about a blood bond. And then we're going to hop to our other cast member here. But I want to talk about, because now Jen Brown's going to engage in this alchemy process. So a blood bond generally is only broken by not drinking from the domateur or the bonder for a couple months. But we've established that Jen Brown, and particularly our excellent player Ashley, likes to play with her alchemy and try to find cool ways to do shit with it. So yeah, the diffractionate power doesn't say that it can break blood bonds. It doesn't say that. But we know that Jen Brown knows about alchemy. She's been doing all kinds of experiments. So I'm going to let her try to come up with a plan for how to create some kind of concoction out of blood that will move Sabrina onto a new blood source and maybe speed up the breaking of the bond with Sonia or whatever Nosferatu she was attached to. I think you need to first make a plan or figure out your theory, Jen Brown. And so the first thing I would like is a roll just to kind of come up with what your plan is, how you're going to mess with the alchemy to try to do something. What do we think? Occult sounds like it would be involved to me, but
I don't have any occult.
I'll let you pitch what you think. What do you think it should be?
You got them books too.
I do have those books.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just like the participator over here, like
Thank
watching.
you.
I'm the active audience member. Like, you got them books, Jen?
I totally forgot. I'm so glad you said that. Yes, I do have those books.
You do got them books. So I'm going to say that the books, which one are you going to use? You had the Bahari Book of Nod, and you also have the other book. What was that called? It sort of dealt with Salubri, the Salubri.
What are the Salubri again?
They were a bloodline that tried to distance themselves from the vampiric condition and
That's right.
move toward a more harmonious and balanced unlife for kindred.
And the Bahari Book of Nod was sort of what was it about?
It was sort of a rewrite of the Book of Nod, which is the story of Cain becoming the first vampire, but a rewrite that kind of makes it all about Lilith.
Right.
And her powers, like how she gave powers to the kindred, the disciplines. But it's very kind of like pro-female, the creative force of woman in the vampire experience.
My instinct, which might be wrong, but my instinct is that the Sahabri?
The Salubri.
The Salubri book, because it's trying to make vampires less...
The Passion of Salo, that was the name of it.
The Passion of Salo might have more information because presumably if it's trying to take vampires down like a pacifist, almost like Buddhist path, that it might have means of reversing sort of domineering evil magics that they do. So I'm going to try to look in that one.
I think that's a cool idea. And so what are you thinking? What kind of role are you going to make? And I'm going to tell you how the book helps you.
I feel like it would be an intelligence plus investigation or intelligence plus medicine.
I'll allow
Maybe?
medicine. I'll allow medicine. And because you have the book in front of you and you're trying to kind of decipher its contents, I'll allow you to add right now +1 die.
Okay, I'll take that.
And I want you to roll, and then I'm going to cut to Lucius. So go ahead and make that roll. I know how many successes you need, but I'm not going to say.
Give me a second. I'm willpower happy. I got 3 successes.
Okay, I'm not going to tell you if that's enough yet. We're going to cut to Lucius Ali. Lucius, you have been kind of rescued from your encounter with Sonia at Washington's Landing and her troops by Alice, the vampire you've kind of been in a relationship with, that you awoken from torpor. And she has just introduced you to her master, Buddy. I can tell you that right now, unless you want to break away from them, they're like jimmying a car open to like hotwire it and take you somewhere. And they're keeping a very close eye on you. Also, you're a little bit hurt, are you not? Where are you in terms of, where are your health levels?
I had like, I think it was something like 6 superficial damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you can rouse to get rid of some of those if you'd like.
Yeah.
So, but you'd have to rouse for each level you're getting rid of.
Well, I got some hunger taken out of me because I bit into Milady.
Yeah.
So yeah, which was so I think I'm going to rouse.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Tell me how many times you'd like to heal.
So how does it work? Do I have to?
Oh, and you heal 3 levels per rouse because you are blood potency 3.
Twice then. I'm going to do it twice.
Great.
So
sorry, only 2. Only 2, but
okay,
either way, it's going to be pretty good. Okay.
Okay, I'll do it twice still. I'll do one success and another success. So
very good.
Okay.
So you don't get hungrier, but you do heal 4 of those health levels.
Cool.
And they are they Alice has the car open now and she's in there hot wiring it, and this guy who's standing near you, he terrifies you because you saw the kind of power he was bringing
yes.
when you were out on Washington's Landing. Yeah. So you can't ever quite see his face, and you see that he has Circe behind him, kind of like she's still sort of entangled in shadow a little bit. He's kind of got her entangled. Like there's like a shadow falling from him onto her, and Circe kind of looks like she's almost like tied up in it, or she can't quite get out into the light.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna basically like I'm gonna look at Circe and look at him and be like, what are you doing to her?
She'll be fine. Just fine. I made a little tactical blunder, and I didn't realize that she was one of you.
I understand.
Suddenly, the lights come on the car, and it like comes on, and he's like, "Shall we?"
Yeah, we shall.
Everybody gets into the car, and soon you are pulling up to that same firehouse where you met the burnt men. And Buddy gets out, Alice gets out. Circe is kind of in the back, kind of like she looks like she's lost she's taken some damage as well, and that she's kind of pretty hungry. Buddy doesn't look in. He's kind of stands just outside of the lamplight, looks back at all of you, and goes like, "Come on in. We'll get something to eat." And he walks into the firehouse.
I'm gonna then pull out my phone and message Clara and just be like, "I'm okay. Are you okay?" And then put my phone back in my pocket and then walk in the firehouse.
Very briefly cut to Clara. "I don't know. Here we go." like lifting like a bloody body onto a. Okay. So it buzzes, but it goes a little unnoticed. And so you come into the firehouse, and it looks like there was only one guy on duty, one human, and he's kind of standing there like mesmerized when you walk in. And Buddy is like totally making himself at home. He's like back in the back in the shadowy part, like kind of looking through everything that they have in here. And then he's starting to climb the steps up to the second floor. And Alice walks towards you, Lucius, and goes, "I'm so happy that you're here. We're going to have so much fun together. And now that Buddy's back, nothing is going to hold us back from our destiny."
Right. Destiny.
That's what you care about, right? Right?
Alice, I've got to ask you, what do you think our destiny is?
I think that the Inquisition and the Camarilla want to put limits on us, want to stop us from fulfilling our potential. But Buddy, he believes in no limits. And he can help you, and he can help you, Lush. She comes really close to you and runs her hands over your head, and you can see her fangs kind of glittering in the lamplight. And she's like, Buddy, he finds food for people with refined palates like yourself. And one of our biggest customers before our business was interrupted was a Ventru. We can all work together.
Yes. Yes, we can. And I'm gonna sort of take her hand from my head, kiss it, and then go towards Buddy.
Great. He's upstairs, and when you find him, he's standing in front of that sort of memorial for the fallen firefighters, and you can see that he is almost kind of like in a position of oblation in front of it, like almost like a religious ritual. But when you come up the stairs, he suddenly straightens, and he doesn't face you, but you can tell that you have his attention. He's kind of like just giving you like kind of almost the back of his, the side of his face.
I'm like, please, don't let me interrupt you. I've seemed to have learned a lot since being in here. So please continue.
Oh, no, that's okay. I was just wrapping up with my friends here. I think that they deserve a reward. What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, the work that they did for this country deserves a reward.
Now, I like a man that loves America. That it really makes me feel good to hear you say that, Mr. Ali. Excuse me, Dr. Ali. Why don't you and Alice go and find something for us to eat, but bring them back here.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and the Lucius. Don't break the masquerade.
I'm just gonna go. My God.
You come back downstairs, and Alice is already, you can tell, like, she's like, there's not really weapons here, but she's like taking like a little fire axe that she got from someplace, like, and she's looking at like a fire extinguisher, like, this is pretty heavy. And she's like, should we hunt?
So here's a question. So look, I want to know something quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
With Dominate, right now, to get to level 4 Dominate, I need 20 XP.
Mm-hmm.
What do I get when I become level 20, like level 4 Dominate? What is the ability?
Great question. Let's find out. Actually, I can look up real quick here. A level 4 Dominate can give you something called Rationalize. The vampire's victims now believe that anything they do under the influence of Dominate was their own free will.
Oh.
Wow. That's okay. That's your level 4, and there might be some other level 4s floating around out there somewhere. But that's your level 4.
Okay, because I'm just thinking, because at the moment, from EP6, I had 11 banked, and I'm just sort of like conjuring up bits and pieces to realize, okay, cool. When am I going to get to 4, baby? So, okay, cool. That's good to know.
I see in chat, but Submerge Directive is a level 3, which is another power you could take. You could stay at level 3, but then like pay some XP to get another power. Submerge Directive is what Isabel did to you in the very first chapter of Lockdown, where she had planted a Manchurian candidate thing in your mind. It'll cost you less.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Let's keep going. I'm gonna kind of nod to Alice and be like, let's hunt.
Great. So Alice says that Buddy wants you to bring the bodies back. He wants you to bring the bodies back. Yes. And you can kind of tell from what she's saying that she means to kill tonight when she hunts.
As in dead body.
That's correct. Yes. And so she gets in the car and is driving you, and she goes across the river, and soon she's taking you into Larimer to kind of like kind of a rundown part of town, and she stops the car and she heads for a park.
Okay.
A very small one. Not like one with a playground or anything, but just a little bit of greenery in the middle of this kind of low-income section of town. And you can see right away that there are people milling about here in the very, very early hours of the morning. It's still full night, but it's, 3:30 in the morning, something like that. And she has a fire axe in her hand and is just marching into the park.
I'm going to kind of put my hand on her shoulder and be like, why does he want them? Surely they're useless, dead. What is he doing?
Oh, he wants to reward the burnt men, but we have to hurry. I'll kill that one. And she just starts like running into the park after like a vague form you see kind of moving around in the distance.
Fuck. Okay. I'm going to go up to... okay, who do I see right now? What kind of people do I see here?
You see like 3 people. They're in the park at 3 a.m., so they probably, don't have another place to go. And one looks to be passed out on a bench. And the other 2 are sort of talking in loud tones, frankly, kind of over by some waste baskets and things. Alice is just going for the guy on the bench.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the Okay, so there's 2 people talking and there's one guy on the bench. Is there any other loner person?
No. Maybe she's testing you, or maybe she's being lazy. She's a little bit more hurt than you, so maybe.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go
to the two people who are talking, and I'm
that's not the deal, man. That's not the fucking deal we made. Fuck you, man. I don't have to fucking put up with this shit. I'll fucking cut you. That's the conversation that they're having.
Okay, and then I'm going to go up behind the guy who says that I'm going to, like, cut you, and he'd be like, yo, I'm going to fucking cut you too.
They both turn to you. You can see like one guy's got like a elaborate neck tattoo. It looks like he hasn't been eating very well. His hair is stringy and like part of it's missing. And the other guy is, kind of bad fat. Like I don't know. It's been he hasn't been eating right either. And he he just looks like he's been living rough, and this is just another night for him. They both look at you and they frankly come together in that moment. They smile because you still look a little like a doctor, but I want to know, how close are you?
I'm really close.
Then they see you. You have not used the blush of life, and so for a second they smile and they start to pull like switchblades out of their jackets, and then they see what you actually look like, and they're like.
And then I'm gonna kind of hide my face and be like, "I'm sorry. I'm just trying to. I'm really lonely. I just need some friends. I'm really lonely. I'm trying to basically.
You need a fix, man. You got money?
I'm gonna slowly walk up to them and sort of, and in my head I'm playing Clara. I'm playing the Archon. I'm playing Clara. I'm playing the Archon.
Yeah.
And then the Archon, and I'm stuck on the Archon. And then as soon as I get like close enough, I'm literally just gonna grab one of their faces, pull my scalpel, and Sweeney Todd the shit out of them.
Great. So here's what I want. I want you to see how well your ruse works.
Okay.
And for that, I'll allow you to roll your whatever you think you would do to fool them, to play cat and mouse with them like this. But your humanity is pretty low, so
Yeah.
so I'm gonna make it a little harder because of that. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so normally you would only need like 2 successes. I'm gonna say you might need 3 here. If you fail, it doesn't mean that you don't get to do the thing you just said. It just means it might get a little more complicated. So
Sure.
what are you going to use? What role are you?
So I'm thinking of using Streetwise, and would it be like either manipulation or charisma?
Manipulation's great.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Streetwise plus manipulation, you need 3 successes. Let's see how it goes.
Okay.
Has Lucius killed a human before?
No, he
No,
hasn't even fed
This
on
is
them.
the thing. This is the
doesn't
thing.
like
This
to
is
feed
what
on
I'm, and this is why I'm sort of playing the Archon in my head, because I'm trying to. Anyway, we'll see. Okay, I got 2 successes. Can I willpower?
You certainly may.
3 successes.
Okay. So with that, you suddenly reveal your face. These guys like jump back, but it's too late. I'm not gonna do a full combat. You got the successes you need. You slice one of their throats. Blood sprays out onto your face. The guy's like completely shocked. They thought they'd found someone to mug, and what they found was one of the kindred. He like falls to his knees and he's bleeding out. He can't vocalize. The other guy starts running, but I'm not going to do a full combat. I just want you to tell me how you deal with him. He's like running immediately.
I'm just gonna run for him and kind of go to turn his if it depends. If I'm running for him, I'm gonna run for him and I'm gonna try and like grab him basically to try and either turn him to me, but instead of trying to turn him by the shoulders, I'm gonna try and turn him by the neck.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
Oh no!
If you want to break his neck in this moment, then I think that it would be great if you would just rouse the blood to kind of blood potent, surge. Is that okay?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely, that makes complete sense.
Okay, great. Go ahead and do that. Rouse.
Great, I failed that rouse, so I'm hungrier.
How hungry are you at this moment, Lucius?
I'm at 3.
You're at 3. So, look, Lucius, he can, if he needs to, feed on humans, but it's very distasteful to him. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm putting a stain onto his sheet. And the stain is for just killing humans because Buddy and Alice, perhaps he is more enamored with Alice than we realize, but the reason he's taking the stain is because he's killing just not for a need, but because it's getting him closer maybe to the Archon or to these new vampires.
Yeah.
So he takes the stain. He's pretty hungry. Does he want to? He just needs to spend willpower, I believe, to feed from these guys. If he'd like to take some of that hunger off right now?
I know I'm not gonna eat. I'm not gonna feed from them. I feel like it's something that, yeah, I'm not gonna feed from them. And I think what's going through my head is like, I think part of me wants to believe that I won't feed from them because I won't dishonor them that much. But then there's another side of me of me thinking they're not tasty enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm a vegetarian. Oh, I still kill them.
Normally you would have to spend willpower points equal to your bane severity in order to feed on someone who doesn't fit, your taste restriction. And you're playing this so well. Like the fact that you only feed from vampires. I mean, this is tempting. You're at hunger 3. These guys are they're easy prey right now in front of you, and you are sticking to it. I want you to take a point of willpower back. Whether he's just rationalizing to himself or there is something to this, he's not breaking some rules. And so you can take a point of willpower back for not just feeding from them. Pretty soon, Alice drags the guy that was on the bench over, and you can see that she's wiping her mouth, and she looks at what you've done, and she's like, Jesus, Luce, she made kind of a mess. And she throws the guy over her shoulder and starts walking back to the car.
And I'm just gonna sort of grab the 2 bodies and just sort of, again, think of the Archon and just drag them, like put them over my shoulders and take them over to the car.
Great. So you do that. Curtis Krieger,
Yes.
Sissy is working on Craig.
Okay.
Her name is Cece. She's working on Craig, and her name is Cece Boateng. She drags more tools over. She's working furiously. Let me see how she's doing.
Come on, Cece.
Cece. Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, that's not good.
She didn't get the successes that she needed. And she's like, I'm sorry, I'm losing him. You can't. She's like, she's actually fighting with Brad. She's like, you can't keep doing this. You can't keep dragging people in here. This is not why we set up this clinic. This is not for your people.
I'm like, I just walk past them and I kind of come up over Craig's face. So I'm like looking into his eyes it's like the Spider-Man kiss thing where I'm like looking at him upside down and how is he looking?
He's pale and you hear her scream, he needs blood.
Oh, God.
And is he conscious?
He's not conscious. She got the bullet out, but he needs blood. And she doesn't have, she doesn't have a bunch of blood in a fridge here. She doesn't. She just doesn't have it.
And even though there's I'm just like, that's all he needs.
Whoa, Kurt. What are you doing, man?
He needs what he needs.
Nah, dude. No. Brad Lockwood faces you over Craig's body and is like, no. I know what happens, man. I know what happens if you give him blood. He becomes one of you, right?
Only if he dies, though. Only if he dies.
Brad pulls his pistol and goes, no, that's my gift, motherfucker. I'm the one that put the work in. Make me a vampire, Kurt, not him. Cece's like, what are you talking about? Get out of my way. You're endangering the patient. And he's like, it's my blood. You give it to me, man.
Brad. No.
Kurt.
Not the time.
He's drained of blood. If you give him blood right now, he's gonna turn. And it's not fair, man.
Yeah. Nothing's fair, Brad. Life's not fucking fair, Brad. And I Christ. Okay. So he's
take your time. You the player can think about it for a second.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way I could. I'm sorry. There's no way I could transfuse blood into him now. She doesn't have that equipment. And also, I have no idea what anyone's blood type is.
Well, Clara did help him before.
Clara helped him before.
She's like, well, she's there. She's in the back, and she's like, kind of like, what the fuck? And she's actually texting Lucius right now, like, big trouble. Craig is dying.
Look, okay. I roll to quell the beast on Brad.
That means you need to rouse again, my friend.
That's right.
Yep. Go for it.
Failure. So
what's your hunger at?
It's now at 4. So I don't quell the beast. So here's how this is going to work.
Failure doesn't mean you can't quell. It just means that you get hungrier.
Right, but that changes what I'm going to do.
Okay,
so,
great.
So it's been charisma plus animalism.
Mm-hmm. But you also have a blood bond with Brad, which means he kind of wants to do what you tell him to do. And this was just one moment where he managed to get his willpower together to fuck with you, to fight against you. But if you are quelling the beast right, you don't have to. You change your mind. Tell me what you're doing instead.
No, great. So I got 2 successes
On quell,
on quell.
role play it. Tell me what happens.
Great. Put the gun down.
Click.
And I take him by the shoulders and I was like, I know. It's stressful.
I'm sorry, Kurt.
I've been through this. And I look at this one. I look at Cece and I look at the rest of them like, she has his blood type. Can you do this?
CC is like, yes, I can try.
Do it.
And Clara's like, hold on, I don't want to. I can.
Please.
Yes. All right. And CC starts setting up a blood transfusion with Clara. Let's see how she does. She's
Holy
not
fucking
quite the
shit,
surgeon
man.
that
I
fucking.
swear to God. I swear to God.
Okay. We'll find out how it went in a little bit.
Yo,
Okay.
man. Yo.
We'll find out how it went in a little bit. Right now, all you know is that as Cece puts the thing into Clara's vein, she looks at you and she goes, "I should really start charging you for this."
Oh, Clara's the best.
Then we cut to Steel City tanning. So we got 3 successes, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what you have done is you've taken, I'm going to rule that instead of like constantly making Curtis summon rats and then you like squeeze them into a blood shake, is you guys at some point got a little bit of a blood supply together. You know, we also established earlier that Clara and various members of your allies can kind of get into clinics and stuff and bring a little bit back for you. I mean, having these allies and taking care of them should be worth some benefit. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and do this, and you don't have to write it down right now, but could everybody make a note? Secret storyteller Clinton Trucks. These guys need some ally dots on their sheets. All 3 of them. I think that they've earned them. They've taken care of their allies and stuck with them. So let's put some ally dots on their sheet, and that's what this is worth. They've been bringing blood back for you, so you have a little supply. You have done an alchemical ritual following some interesting blood magic that you've seen inside of the Passion of Solo, and you got 3 successes, right?
Yeah.
So here's something you would have learned by now. You would have learned about a blood's dyscrasia. Okay. So a dyscrasia, I think I'm using the term right, is what type of blood you are having someone consume. Phlegmatic blood, for example, is taken from people who were asleep when you fed from them or extremely calm. That's usually the type of blood that Jen Brown uses because she is a consensualist. She requires her donors, the people that she feeds on, to kind of agree to it. So they're usually calm, which is why she has compel as a power, because that comes from phlegmatic blood, right? Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to allow you to do is you have figured out that if you give her a certain type of blood, it will a strongly flavored emotionally type of blood, such as choleric blood, which I believe comes from like anger, or sanguine blood, which is about passion, eroticism. I mean, like and joy. Like if you give her a certain type of blood, that's going to alter her mood right now in a very strong way. If you diffractionate a pure version of a certain type of blood, and we'll say that it's not rat blood that you're using, you've got to use human blood for this. But you can change her mindset in a very strong way by doing this. What is your plan? What kind of blood are you using, do you think? And does that make sense? You can ask me any questions about it that you'd like. I hope I was clear. So
does that mean that I'm basically... Does that help remove the blood bond? Or over time or expedite that process?
I think that this is the first step. You can't just turn off a blood bond. I mean, if you were like if you were totally only spec'd for blood sorcery and stuff, we might let you do something like that. But
Right.
Jen Brown is she's still kind of becoming like this like blood sorcerer, right? So, but she has figured out enough that like this sort of attitude that Sabrina has of I'm gonna escape, fuck you guys, like let me loose, like I won't even listen to you, Jen. You could alter that right now so that you could at least talk to her. You could at least like start to get through to her if you pick the right dyscrasia. If you find a certain type of blood and give it to her. Yes, choleric. Choleric has to deal with angry, violent, bullying emotions. Melancholy has to deal with sadness, fear, depression. Phlegmatic is lazy, apathetic, calm, and sanguine is horny, happy, addicted, active.
And that will imbue her with this.
This emotion.
This
yes.
emotion.
It's resonance that we're talking about. These bloods have different resonances.
Okay. Oh God. I feel like I'm manipulating her fucking every way from Tuesday. I'm going to give.
If you hate this, Ashley, you don't have to do it. You can,
no, I think Jen would do it.
Okay. Okay.
It just makes Ashley sad. I think I'm gonna give her the one that makes her sad, because I feel like if she's lazy or apathetic, then she just will turn off. But I feel like I think Jen's going to justify it to herself. Like she is awakening the deeper emotions that they need to process the stuff and talk about what happened. But in reality, maybe she's just inflicting her with sadness, but to basically take the anger down and make it so that they have a conversation, an emotional conversation. So don't shut her down and don't make her calm, but make her emotional, but not like a violent, passionate emotion.
I hear you. Yeah, it's not violent. You're talking about melancholy resonance. And you know what? With some of these, I would have said, how are you procuring that blood exactly? But I mean, you have melancholic blood with you all over the place. Like you just said that you were crying, like tears of blood. So I think a little bit of Jen Brown's blood goes in, just a little bit. I think that you guys managed to find what you need. I think that Dylan doesn't like to be fed on or fed blood, but she'll contribute a little bit. And she's like, maybe this will help because I'm scared for us. I'm scared for what you're doing right now. I've been scared a long time. You guys are changing. So yeah, I'm sad and scared. So take my blood, Jen Brown.
I'm going to kind of put my hand on Dylan's and say, I'm scared too. I see them changing. I see me changing to try to keep them. I'm not going to let them hurt you.
Well, take my blood quickly before that makes me feel better.
So I take a little bit of her blood, mixy mix.
And you turn to Sabrina, who is not there.
Huh! But I restrained her.
You did restrain her. And the door is shut and you've been in here, right?
Yes. Did
She's
she
not
go
there.
fucking invisible? Fucking what?
Oh no!
Has the door opened? The door's been shut the whole time, right? Can I say that I locked the door? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, you could say that you locked the door. That's fair to say. Yeah, sure.
But she's just in the room, but she's not visible.
Well, I was gonna see if you figured that out, and you did right away. So you're using your head. She's like gone completely like invisible somehow, and you are yelling at Dylan, and Dylan's like, "I didn't open the door. Nobody left."
Fuck. Is there any way? Okay, hold on. Let me look at my powers. I don't really have anything that would do this. I mean, is there a way that I sense? Is there a way to like sense her?
Well, one of the powers that you sometimes exhibit when you partake of your phlegmatic blood is heightened senses.
Yes.
Now, that's not see the invisible, so
Right.
which is the level 2. But if you would like to try to give yourself a little heightened senses, you'll have a chance of kind of like giving her. See, she's probably gone into the shadow because she doesn't want it to be easy for you to feed this concoction to her.
Right.
Like a child, she's rebelling now because it's the only option left to her. So, are you going to give yourself a little heightened senses?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, you can roll it with. Let's see. It's a wits plus resolve roll. The difficulty is 3. And if you do that, you'll know exactly where she is just based on the fact that she moved a little bit, or you heard her breathing.
I got 3 successes.
Jen, you know where she's at. How are you delivering this this diffractionated, like pure melancholic strain of blood to her?
I'm gonna walk as if I don't know where she is. And then I'm gonna quickly but gently embrace her and sort of be like, not like embrace her like a human style, and be like, it's okay as I use, syringe it into her, administer it.
Okay, tell me what roll you want to make for that.
Oh boy.
You've been able, you know where she's at. You can kind of, I love the playing possum a little bit. Like, I'm looking for her, even though I know exactly where she's at. And then you're going to grab her. What should you use? Because I see 2 things. There's an emotional kind of a tactic there, but there's also, frankly, like a brawl type attack there. But I'll let you define. What are you using?
I think I'd like to use charisma plus persuasion.
Okay, I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
3 successes.
Okay, so finding her allowed you to grab her for a moment, right? And she starts to push you away. You see her. Like, once you grab her out of the shadows, like she's there. She's like, ah! And you just look her in the eye for one moment. And what do you say?
It's okay, babe. It's okay. It's going to be okay.
The syringe goes in. And of course it is, or maybe are you feeding it through orally, or are you like injecting her with this?
I imagine it would be an injection.
Okay. The second you do that, it's like pure melancholia. Oh, it's just gotten so emo in here. Everybody is sobbing, including Dylan. There's almost like an emotional aura that permeates the room. Like there's the smell of sadness. Okay, that fills the room, and she will talk to you now. She's crushed. I mean, like, you got to realize that she starts talking about her friendship with you and how she feels betrayed by you, and she tells you that your parents came to her. And she started a relationship with them, but couldn't tell them like the truth about you, and how tortured they are by the fact that you just kind of went missing and were proclaimed to be dead. And she talks about how she is treated by Sonia, but also how much she understands that even though Sonia treats her poorly, that Sonia loves her, and how hard that is. And she's just like letting it all out. It's just coming out in like a torrent of emotion and sadness and sorrow. And so I want to know what you say to her, what you do.
I think I'm holding her by the face as she says all this, and I'm letting her just say it all. And she's crying, and I'm crying, and I think I'm going to let her get it all out. And then if there's a pause, I'm going to respond. But if she keeps talking and she just needs to, and then I'm going to let her go for as long as she wants. But as soon as it seems like she's sort of finish what she wants to say, I think Jen would say something, but I don't think she'd interrupt.
She finishes. She finishes. But she's no longer combative or confrontational with you. She's just kind of, trying to catch her breath now.
So I've got her face, and I'm just sort of looking at her, and there's it's so emo. There's blood, tears, just streaming, and I think she's. I fucked up, Brina. I fucked up. I'm so sorry. I cared more about our stupid fucking company than your safety. I cared more. I was so fucking confused. I didn't ask for this to happen to me, and I clung to the only thing that I thought gave me any power, and I should have protected you. I thought I was protecting you, but I wasn't. I was protecting me, and I fucked up. And I'm so sorry. And I don't deserve your forgiveness. But I'm going to make this right for you. I swear I'm going to make this right for you. I'm going to give you your mind back. I'm going to give you your heart back. And I'm going to take care of you the way I should have taken care of you before. Even if it fucking kills me, Brina. I'm going to be here for you the way I should have been before. And I'm so sorry. I know this is my fault. I know this is my fault. And I don't deserve your forgiveness. But I'm going to take care of you.
You should roll your humanity.
Okay. No hunger on that, right?
No hunger.
4 successes.
Add a point of humanity.
Yo.
I'm almost full of I'm almost full on humanity.
She embraces you. Not embraces. And you can tell that even though the blood bond is still active, she keeps talking about how much Sonia, well, she doesn't keep talking about it right now, but you knew from her talking about how much Sonia loves her that the blood bond isn't shattered, but that she's not going to actively try to escape, right? What I would love finally from you, and you get extra dice because of your humanity uptick, you can give me some sort of insight roll into where you think you're leaving her right now. You know what I mean? Her mindset.
Okay.
It does insight plus wits work or intelligence. Either one is fine.
Yeah, maybe I'll do intelligence plus insight.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
give me that.
and then do I add anything? Is that what you said?
Yes, you should add 2 dice to that.
Okay, so I'm rolling.
Having a long talk about your emotions with someone is definitely a 2 dice bonus to insight.
I got 5 successes.
So you know exactly the situation, which is that she is not going to try actively to escape or harm any of you anymore. She might be safe to even unbind, but the blood bond is still active. And if she sees Sonia again, she's going to have a really hard time disobeying Sonia. And if there is a golden opportunity to help one of Sonia's goals, then Sabrina might she couldn't resist probably helping that along. Now, what are Sonia's goals exactly? Well, you now have someone who's spent a year or more with her. You now have someone who knows everything about the Camarilla.
Holy shit.
Oh, wow.
Okay. That 5 successes, I want you to remember it, Ashley, because if I ever try to pull some shit with Sabrina on you as the storyteller, you should be able to go, remember I got 5 successes on my insight with her, and then I'll be like, oh yeah.
Okay, great.
Let's just all keep that in mind. Okay. Let's go back to Lucius Ali. Lucius, you guys just roughly piled the dead bodies of these 3 people into the trunk. You are, or the back seat rather, of this car that Alice stole. You pull back up to the firehouse. You drag the bodies in, and you drag them upstairs where I said that there was a little kitchen for the firemen. And you see that Alice and Buddy are setting the bodies up, sitting at the kitchen, dining room, the dining table that these firemen have set up in here. They're setting the
Right.
bodies up like that. And you also see that Buddy is messing with like a radio on the wall. And that there's plates of cooked food in front of each of the dead bodies. You can it doesn't appeal to you anymore because you only feed on vampire blood, but like he's cooked like steaks and he's cooked like everything that they had in the fridge. And he's putting hot plates in front of these dead bodies. And he's like looking at like the one that has like its throat ripped out, and he looks at you and he's like, you kind of damaged this one, Lush. Had some aggression to work out, huh, buddy?
It's the only way I could, Look, I'm new to this whole, game, so I tried my best.
Right. Well, I'm sure the burnt men appreciate it. In fact, let's find out. Brothers, your vessels are ready. You have served your country. And now, I have your reward. Join us. Celebrate with us. Celebrate a new era for the great steel city of Pittsburgh. And suddenly the room becomes very hot again. The walls begin to sweat, and the dead bodies sitting at the table suddenly go. And then the third one's like, hey, thanks, buddy. Much appreciated. And then the other dead body with its throat cut out is like, oh no! And he's like, eat up, boys. That's USDA Prime in front of you. And they just start like eating ravenously. And the one with its throat cut out, like food is falling out of its neck as it like just like, but it just wants to taste food. And then Buddy turns the radio up, and it's like it's like an oldies station, and Buddy starts doing the twist in one corner, and it's like, it was a teenage wedding and the old folks wished them well. And Alice starts dancing with him too. They could see da 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 da. And soon the dead bodies are getting up, and they're pouring glasses of liquor, and they're drinking liquor. And then in the midst of all this, there is a kind of a knock downstairs, and Alice lets in a woman and a man actually who are here for the party. They look like they've been hired for the party.
Ooh.
A woman and a man.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And are they a woman and man of the night?
They are a woman and man of the night, it appears.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. Okay.
And then the one that's like, but he's like, I'm afraid not. It's a little obvious that you're a walking corpse.
And then
but
I'm gonna...
Billy? And they're like, oh, yeah. And they, I want to be clear. They're not going to, the dead bodies are not going to have sex with these people. I want to be crystal clear. And I can't believe I have to say that into a camera. But they do want to party with living people, right? And then, so that's what is about to start happening. Lucius, Alice explains it to you. Are you going to allow it, or are you horrified? Or what is Lucius's? You're the character that matters. What is your reaction to all this?
I think I'm going to actually, so the guy who's been, pushed aside with his neck slit, I'm actually going to, be like, hey, friend, let me take a look at your neck, and then sort of take him to another space.
Great.
And I think the intentional aim is to sort of actually be like, try and sew it up.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, yeah, you take a moment to sew up this guy's neck. and I'm not gonna make you roll. I think that you say you keep your scalpel with you. Like they have a first aid kit and a firehouse, absolutely. So you soon have his neck all sewed up, and he's like, "Thanks, thanks."
It's okay. It's okay. You're gone.
He's dead, but he's very warm when he touches you.
I'm gonna be like, it's okay, and you know what? You'll be there. You'll be partying with your friends soon. I just gotta know something. Tell me, how long have you known Buddy for?
Well, let's see. I died 1964. Met Buddy maybe 68. When the long hairs started causing problems around here. You'll have to excuse me. And he runs over to where everybody's partying. And you can see that like they're still not. I mean, like the bodies are still decaying. And soon the two sex workers become like really concerned. Like they're like, "What's wrong with your face?" to one of them, because like, and you can see that one of them was like kissing the man, and then like some of his teeth fell out. And the man's like, "Get the fuck off me!" The party is changing its tenor.
I'm gonna
Meanwhile,
go.
really like yakety yak, and don't talk back. You finish cleaning up your room, like.
And then I'm gonna go to the guy who is getting like anxious and turn to him and sort of try and get his eyes, and I'm gonna try and like mesmerize them to be like, just have a good time.
Give me your mesmerize roll.
Okay, so that is
Oh God.
what would that be?
Yeah, that's gonna be you're gonna make a rouse check, and you're gonna roll manipulation plus dominate. Is your hunger at 4 right now?
Is that 3?
Okay, then you can make a rouse check and roll your manipulation plus dominate.
1 success, and then manipulation plus dominate is 5. 3 successes.
Let's see how he does in resisting it, because he's a little concerned right now. No, you did it. He only got 2. So he's like, right, just have a good time. And then he gets back up and starts dancing. And soon it's getting close to dawn. And Alice wants to feed you a little bit, Lucius. She fed on some of the people you killed earlier. So she's like at only 1 hunger. And Buddy is just like there watching you guys as he's like handing drinks to the burnt men. And he's like just watching you guys, and she's like trying to feed you from her wrist. Would you like
and I'm
a taste?
No, I'm gonna try and push her away, and because I'm a bit like, I'm just a bit like the whole situation is just like weirdly no appetite. Like it's sort of. Like, wow. Yeah, I think there's a sense of like looking at her in a different light and sort of pushing it away and be like, I have to go back.
That's when Buddy puts an arm around you and walks you over into a corner. It's like, let's talk about that.
Oh, I'm gonna follow.
Again, it's like you never can quite look him right in the eye. You know what I mean? And he's like, Lucius, I want you to know, I have no problem with you and Alice having a intimate sharing relationship. It doesn't bother me one bit. I've transcended those type of petty mortal concerns, and I hope that you can too.
Yes, I can.
Well, good. Then why did you reject her like that? That was hurtful.
I'm just
worried about the blood bond.
I mean, no, but yes, but no.
You're confused. Let me give you some clarity. I have been living with the Camarilla for many nights now. I know where Isabel is. I know how to get to her. I can help you with that.
Right.
But the three of us and the burnt men can't do it alone.
No.
Nope. We need to recruit the rest of your coterie. They've got to become part of our team.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, they do.
So I want you to Alice is going to take us back there. Now that we've recovered and had a little celebration. We're going to go visit them tomorrow night. What do you say?
Tomorrow night.
Uh-huh.
Buddy, I gotta ask you something.
Please.
Why won't you look at me?
You don't want to see my face.
What do you mean?
You don't want me to look at you.
Why?
Okay. He turns and the blackness inside of his eyes, Lucius, I don't want you to think that they're pure black, but his pupils are like very wide and round and dilated. They're like black marbles. And for a second you feel like you're going to fall into them. And then it's clear that he is pulling something on you.
What the fuck?
Hand me your phone.
Oh no!
Do I have unswayable mind?
Do you?
Yes.
Oh, great. Well, then I guess that you get more dice to resist this. Let's see here. Unswayable mind.
Our buddy Lucius is a little bit of a
Fortitude
pickle.
Power. He's in a bit of a pickle. That's a fortitude power, unswayable mind. You add your fortitude to resisting this.
Okay.
And you don't have to rouse for it.
Okay. So, what do I roll?
You're gonna roll. You're gonna roll. I'm sorry. Yeah, good question. You're gonna roll. He's using this, so you're gonna roll your intelligence plus resolve and add your fortitude.
Intelligence. Fuck yes. All right, mate. Seven successes.
Ooh.
You don't have to do anything you don't want to do right now. Let me know. This is incredible. This is a great pull for you. They maybe didn't realize quite how tough you are to do mind stuff too, because that's your specialty. So let me know how you're handling this. He thinks that he might have you. You know what I mean? Like, his eyes are big and black, and you feel yourself about to fall into them. And by the way, the effect is of like looking into the face of like a mannequin or something that's like not even remotely alive. That's why he doesn't want to show you his face. It's even more disturbing than looking on a Nosferatu or someone who hasn't given the blush of life, because where he's dead is inside, not quite on the outside. What do you do?
I'm gonna fucking dominate him.
You're gonna dominate him.
Absolutely. And it's gonna be it's more of a sense of like it's like a power play. I'm just gonna be like, it's a sense of like mesmerized in the way of like, don't fuck with me. It's like I'm gonna try and like make him feel the fear that he tries to put on other people into him on me, and let that imprint in this fucker's head.
Ooh.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a mesmerize that makes, you know, that where you're what you're telling him to do is to fear you, to not challenge you, right? Okay.
Absolutely. And it's can I blood surge as well?
You certainly can.
Yes. All right, surgeon. One success. Right?
Yeah.
So that is dominate plus manipulation?
That's correct. Let me look, make sure. Manipulation plus dominate. That's right.
Okay, and then plus my other die as well. My three blood potency.
That's right. It's 2, I think. Okay. If you roused, you get 2.
Okay, cool. Okay. 5 successes.
Pretty damn good.
God, that
Hey, I ain't
blood
playing.
potency, man.
I'm thinking this guy ain't looking at me because he's racist, and now he's trying to manipulate me. Motherfucker's dead, man.
Buddy isn't dominated at all because
Right.
he also got 5 successes.
Oh,
So he
no.
goes, well, I didn't realize you were one of us. Welcome to the family, Death Brother.
I'm like, yeah, it's good to be part of it. And then sort of walk into the home and sort of just, yeah.
But I am going to need you to give me that phone.
And I'm not gonna look at him this time, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna lift the phone up and be like, over my dead body. Put it back in, and then try and walk in back into the house.
So when you walk back into the firehouse, the burnt men in their dead bodies are standing around the doorway, and Alice is standing there with them. And the burnt men raise their hands, and fire starts to lick at their fingers. Fire licks at all of their fingers, and Buddy is behind you. The burnt men and Alice are in front of you. You see laying on the floor the dead bodies of the sex workers, or they've been fed on. They're not necessarily dead. You don't know. They don't seem conscious, and let's leave Lucius there for right now. Let's jump over to Curtis. We've been jumping around so much, I don't even know where Curtis is at.
Well, when last we left our hero, he had Brad like on his shoulder, and it was trying to.
Oh yeah,
with this blood transfusion between Clara and Craig to go down.
So
how's that going? How's
so
that
the way
going?
it's going is Clara, the blood bag Clara has once again helped you save Craig. Craig has more of Clara's blood than his own at this point in our game, but you can see like him start to get a little less pale, and Cece goes, "I think he's going to pull through."
Thank you.
Stay away from me. Stay a fuck away from me.
All right.
Now, I can keep him down here, but I want you the fuck out of my house now. And Brad, this is gonna be $4,000. And he's like, $4,000? You know I've got pull. You know that there are people in this city that want to keep me safe. So, you're going to pay me that money. Or your friend can fucking die right now.
Don't worry. You'll get your money. You saved the man's life tonight. Thank you.
I don't know what you are, but I don't want any part of it.
Just keep him safe. We'll get him, you'll get yours, and you'll never have to hear from us again.
Send the money or I send people to find Brad. Now get out.
Great. So Craig is staying there.
Yeah, Clara, she's bandaged up and she's like, I can stay here with him or I can go with you.
I think Craig's a grown man. He can. Come on. Is Craig conscious?
Craig is not conscious, but he is. He doesn't look like he's on death's door anymore.
Okay.
He needs to stay over. Through the day.
All right. And I just kind of set my hand on his leg for a second, and I'm like, okay. Keep him safe. And then I'd say...
She says her kids will watch him.
Great.
As you guys are leaving, she's getting in the car to drive to her nursing job.
Great. Great. So great. I think we get in the car,
Yeah, and Brad's in a Tahoe, and he's like, well, that worked out pretty well.
Yeah. Who's she talking about? Who does she have pull with?
Oh, yeah, she used to just, like, help out her and her husband, Mo. They're from Ghana. They used to just help out people who, didn't have their papers, didn't have insurance. But, when some of us found out about her, that it was sort of a safe way to get medical attention, well, we made her do that.
So who else other than you is using her for using them for this, huh?
Who knows? She's probably talking about Gordo and those fucks, which we already dealt with them, didn't we, Crew?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so we don't have to fucking pay her or worry about her. In fact, what you should do is send Dr. Ali over here to just like make her forget it, you know?
That's a great idea, Brad.
Hey, you know what I was thinking is how sorry I am, for freaking out back there.
Yeah.
But, on the other hand, I mean, I did save Craig's life.
Yeah. He drove us all the way here.
So I was thinking, maybe before we head back to the tanning place, I could get a taste.
How, and we're on the move right now, right?
Yeah, but he pulls the car over and turns it off.
Great. And Clara is in the back here.
She's like, what are we doing? Why are we stopping?
I don't think we should do this here. Let's get us back.
Getting pretty close to sun up, isn't it?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I really should get these windows blacked out.
Oh.
What do you think,
Craig?
Kurt? A little taste?
God, Craig, you're right. And I see here, and I snip the wrist. I'm like, you're so right. It was an oversight on your part. And as soon as his hand is on my neck, my hand is around his neck, and I'm pushing with my thumb his esophagus shut, and just like, oh, that was a enormous oversight on your part. In fact, putting a gun in my face hasn't seemed too grateful. Telling me how to do my job, and may I roll feral weapons?
I think you should. Do you need a rouse for that?
Do I?
Well, you know what? You just make your feral weapons spring out. I think in this, you need a rouse check. Actually, I want it because that's hunger. And
that would push me into
hunger.
That would push me into full frenzy. But I'm like, this is when he's maybe Brad notices that I'm not, that all this time that I've been kind of calm is just like me hanging by a thread. Okay, so yeah, not very grateful at all. And then suddenly it's just like my finger's like a bony knife. It's like, just always asking, just like when you was alive. And I'm just like cutting an X into
Curtis,
his forehead.
Make that rouse check, buddy.
Yeah.
You got to make it because it'll push you into frenzy, and that matters right now a great deal.
Oh, I did. I made it.
You succeeded.
On the this, yes.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Go ahead, carve whatever you're carving.
Yeah, I'm carving. It's like, do you know how many times you made me beg? How many times you made him beg for it? Begging doesn't look good on you, Brad. You're a fucking animal. And animals get fucking eaten. And I fucking drain him dry.
Dry?
I want to kill him. I want to suck him to death.
Clara is like freaking out, like she's like getting out of the car, but you don't even notice.
And Ruby's there too, by the way. I forgot. She's also
Ruby
here.
is going "Arr, arr, 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 arr," like while this is going on. And you drink, Brad. You can go ahead and get rid of 3 hunger. And you can go ahead and take 2 more stains. Am I touching that 4 humanity on that side of the meter yet?
No, because I'm now getting into the humanity that I've already lost.
Okay.
So
Right,
if I get 2 more stains, I'll begin to lose
the 4th dot.
Yeah.
Soon it is soon you see you like kind of finally wake up out of your red haze, Curtis, and you see kind of white sky in the east. You see that Clara's long gone. Ruby's there going, whining like
Clara's gone.
Clara.
Great. That makes sense.
And so Brad Lockwood. Oh, let's throw him up one last time. Pour one out.
R.I.P. Brad.
Pour one out for the player. Brad motherfucking Lockwood. Now, I want to tell you right now, there's a moment, Curtis Krieger, there's a moment right now where you could put some of your blood back in. You know that you could bring him back. I'm not saying as a storyteller, I'm completely, I don't care. I'm apathetic. As Jared, I have thoughts, but as the storyteller, I am impartial. So,
yeah. I think where
if
so
you
I've
have
got
remorse here, maybe not remorse, but you're horrified by what you've done and you want to, but you'd be bringing him back as a vampire. I don't, I think
Curtis lost humanity. Curtis has turned this guy as a power move out of a sense of revenge, and he just realized how dangerous Brad is if he's gonna fuck things up for me when it matters the most. You're my fucking pet, and I think if somebody drove by, they just see like a guy in a Calvin mask walk around the car, and then maybe the car pulls a little bit, and then just like this form, like I just like push his body down a storm drain, and then maybe I don't know, and then like you're right, Brad. He's just like kind of like the sun is getting pretty bright, and those like Yeezy shutter shades those go over Curtis's eyes as he drives back to the tanning salon.
Holy shit.
And that's where we're going to stop for today.
Oh my God.
Just
wow.
A big old pile of
oh my God.
That's incredible. Wow, that was a fun session.
Yeah.
Lucius, how are you going to Abu, how's Lucius going to handle his little predicament?
I have no idea, bro. I'm like, this is fuck, man.
Look, I just want to second what Gremmel here is saying. Amazing performances. Ashley, Jen's achieving objectives.
Wow, yeah.
She's gonna. I mean, what happens if I get to 10 humanity? Am I just human again? Like, what's the deal?
Ooh, you should read that book, The Passion of Salo. Tell me your character's reading it, because it'll probably have some description of what is going to happen.
I would assume she's reading it in whatever time she has. She's probably reading it.
Well, then let me make a note. We are going to get into Salo book next time, if there's time, when we're not fighting off Buddy and his coterie. We are going to get into that. And Kurt, aka Ross Bryant, man, what an amazing scene at the end. Thanks for bringing that to the game.
Wow, incredible.
About time, Brad. Although I'll miss Brad, I love your performance. Every time Brad speaks.
Okay, this is what I like. This, you know what I mean? Like I can't, we don't want to hold anything too tightly. Can we throw him up on screen one last time, Clinton Trucks?
Oh, good night, sweet prince.
Pour one out for the player, Brad. Mother.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
Hell yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
The stain on his shirt is my favorite part.
Yeah, he was a liability anyway.
Sure, for
as
sure.
someone very, very aptly remarked, giving him vampiric power would have been very bad. Amazing game, all three of you. Thank you again. Follow them on all of their socials. Keep up with what they do. Tell people about this game and let people come and watch. Ross Bryant. R.I.P. That little bit of gut. Ross Bryant, Ashley Burch, and Abu Saleem. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week. That was incredible.
See you guys.
I'm going to hang out for a minute and do our closing business. If people have questions or comments, I have time. Here we go. Let me just bring up does anybody have a comment right away? Because it's going to take me a second to bring up what we want to say here. Okay. Does killing Brad help or hurt his movement toward destroying the drug trade? Really great question. Maybe he is simultaneously fulfilling an ambition or desire while also hurting his humanity. That's kind of interesting, right? I think that actually it does help that. I think it fulfills that goal. So he should get some willpower back, I think, from doing it. I was watching a John Wick video that talked about vampire, and he said that someone said at some point that vampire, there's all those skills up top, but it really the important part is that part below that, the humanity, the willpower, all of that stuff. And that's where the game really is. And man, the more I play it, the more I say, yeah, that's absolutely true. You could play it almost with just a humanity meter and let the people kind of freeform what they do. And that's where we're getting, and the hunger, of course, the new hunger mechanic that was added for V5 really, makes the game just play so well and really brings all the drama. So just very excited how the game really works. Okay. This Tuesday, we are way back for more Fatal Hijinks with the old school Dungeons & Dragons rule set. Last week, we killed 3 player characters, count them, 3, in 10 minutes, but it wasn't a TPK since they were all Clinton Trux's character. That's how it goes on Thaco Tuesday. We'll be back with more of our playthrough of the Keep on the Borderlands, which I am calling the Fort on the Far Seas because we've created our own loose campaign setting for our old school D&D game. Come and check that out. It's a completely different kind of game from this one. Almost night and day, but I think it's really starting to hum now because we're starting to really learn how to be able to play it. Thursday is our RPG chat show. Campaign promises. Secret Game Master Clinton and I will talk all things tabletop, answer your recorded questions and comments, cultivate rude hashtags, eat booty, and challenge each other to build our dream role-playing campaigns. That's 4 p.m. Pacific time on the Stereo app. It's an app called Stereo. If you don't have it, download it. That show is really fun and really good. I'm saying my own thing is good, but I do like that show. Also on Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific, we've handed the reins of our Gas Lamp Call of Cthulhu series, The Neptune Society, to guest keeper Andrew Orvidal, and you won't want to miss the stomach-churning resolution to his adventure, The Harvest. Truly, Andrew brings a completely different type of sensibility to Call of Cthulhu. It's really fun to watch. Liza Skinner's on there. She was making me laugh so hard this last week. You guys have got to check out the Neptune Society. We already have VOD for the first part. Check out the second part Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Stream of Blood is a podcast. Please subscribe on the podcatcher of your choice. Rate, review it, and let people know about it. We've seen that our podcast numbers are going up, and that's exciting for us because I think that's going to bring people over to the channel. It's a great way to catch up on your Vampires of Pittsburgh, so you can have an encyclopedic knowledge and help me keep the facts straight while we're playing. Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition is part of the World of Darkness from Paradox Interactive and published by Modiphius Games. Original artwork for Vampires of Pittsburgh is by Will Pottorff. See more at willpottorff.com. That's Pottorff. Original music is by Axel Kazis Taylor. You can hear more at soundcloud.com. The absolute best way to support us is to subscribe on Twitch. We do not have a Patreon. We only take Twitch subscriptions at present. Subscribe on Twitch, spread the word, tell people what you're up to, subscribe and comment on the YouTube. That helps as well. We're on Instagram and Twitter. We're on Reddit at r/streamofblood. We are on Facebook. We are on Discord. That's the best way to connect with us, and that's where our subscribers have conversations with us. You get to be part of the game. I'm still waiting for the suggestion for the vampire subscriber content. It can't be a faction turn because we do that for Blades in the Dark. We just don't have the idea yet that I think is like, oh, we gotta do that, right? So while we were talking about a couple little ideas we have for things subscribers can do, we don't have a vampire themed one yet. So get on there and suggest things. Even if you're not a subscriber, we'd love to hear your suggestions. Do we have any other comments or questions before we head on out of here? Since Disgracia were introduced tonight, are we going to start granting XP towards disciplines for such for tasting them, or is that too intrusive and crunchy for VOPs 5? I don't think it's too crunchy. I don't think it's too crunchy. Keeping track of all that, like, oh wait, they had some melancholic blood this time, and that should count as, melancholic Disgracia XP. I'm not really interested in that kind of bookkeeping, but when Jen Brown tells me I want more disciplines or something like that, Vaxeldan, you should just pipe up in the chat and go, remember she had that melancholic blood, and I can kind of pitch that to her. Maybe I'll give her a discount on a melancholic themed discipline. So it all matters. I don't want you to think that things don't matter, but I'm just not always going to. I don't think at home you need to always keep bookkeeping on all of that. And I would say for other games you should, but I think Vampire's not quite asking you to do that. Maybe you guys disagree with me, and so the Discord is a great place to let me know. But that's my feel on it. Where can we find this John Wick you speak of? He's not the guy that kills people in 3 movies. He is the John Wick, the designer of Houses of the Blooded, of Legend of the Five Rings, and a lot of other games. He is on a YouTube channel called John Wick Presents. And what I recommend, and we've mentioned it on here before, is his 31 days of character creation videos. So all through December, every day he created a character for a different game and tried to use that to introduce the viewers to maybe games they weren't aware of. And he certainly did that for me. And I know a lot of games. So it was kind of cool that he was digging up these favorite systems of his and letting us know about them. Everybody should watch that series. He has so many good, smart things to say about role-playing games. Okay, I want to say a special thank you to Secret Storyteller Clinton Trucks, to my other producer and partner, Brian Baldinger. Thank you to Megan Arch, our social media manager, Matt Moynihan, our YouTube content producer. Thank you. More GM Toolboxes coming every Tuesday. And thank you to Garrett Russ for creating our logo and Andrew Orvidal for creating our opening animation. Until next time, get pink, you guys. Look, I got pink behind me. Everything's pink. Bye-bye.